You already know the hard G sound, and today you're going to learn about the soft G sound. Just like C has two sounds, G has two sounds. The hard sound is the one that you learn first, which is G. 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 Now I want you to pause the video before each sound, or before each line, or before each screen, and say out loud all the sounds, and then restart the video to see if you get them correct. The soft G sound sounds just like the letter J. 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 Now when I point to the letter, I want you to do both sounds. We will do the hard G sound first because it is used more often than the soft G sound. G, J. G, J. G, J. So remember, just like we use the hard C before all A, O, U, and all consonants, we use the hard G sound of G before the letters A, O, U, and all consonants. Now, one difference is that the soft C sound of S is always used before the letters E, I, or a Y. Most of the time, usually the letters E, I, and Y change a G to the soft G sound of J. But unlike the letter C, this is not always true. It is true most of the time, but as we will see on a different slide, there are some very common words where this is not true. So for the letter C, I want you to remember that E, I, and Y always change the sound to S. And for the letter G, they usually change the sound, but not always. Here are some words, some of which are very common, where the E, I, and Y do not change the G to the soft G sound. The most common one is this one, G, at, get. G, ak, ko. Remember, when a syllable ends in a vowel, we try the vowel's long sound first. And we've been practicing that with our nonsense syllables. Gecko, gecko. A gecko is a type of lizard. Here are some other words where we keep the hard G sound of G, even though it's followed by an I. G, ig, gig. G, ift, gift. G, ill, gill. Remember that IR has the sound of G, earl, girl. Now, most of the time when the G is followed by an E, I, or a Y, it will have the soft G sound of J. So in general, when you see the letter G, look at the letter after it. If it's an E, I, or a Y, try the soft G sound of J first, and most of the time you'll be correct. But as we saw on the previous screen, it doesn't work always. It just works most of the time. So for all of these words here, we are going to use the soft G sound of J. J, L, gel. J, M, gem. Here's a G. Is it followed by an E, I, or a Y? Yes, so let's try the soft G sound first. J, in, gin. Right here we have a silent E. So it's going to make this E have its long sound. J, in, gene. J, ent, gent. J, ist, gist. Now, if you have a word that ends in GE, the E does two jobs. The first job is to make the G take its soft sound of J. The E may also change the vowel 2 letters before to have its long sound. And that is what it's going to do in all these words. So this E will make the G say J and make the A say A. age, stage. Huge, huge. Remember that the long U has two sounds, U and oo. We use the U sound if we can say it easily, which we can after the letter H. If the U comes after a letter that is hard to say, then we switch to the oo sound. Age, age. We have a G followed by an E. The E is going to make the G have the soft sound of J, and this E is going to make the A have its long A sound. If you're still having trouble with the silent E giving a vowel its long sound, please go back to level 2, lesson 5, and go through that. Age, cage. Age, rage. Age, page. If you find this useful, please be sure to like and subscribe and share it with friends. Here are some more soft G words. On the previous page, the E at the end had two jobs. It made the G have its soft sound and made the vowel 2 letters before it have the long sound. In all of these words, the vowel is 3 letters before the E. That means these E's will not make the vowel have the long sound. All of these vowels will still have the short sound, or for UR, the sound of So again, these E's have one job. These E's give the G the short sound of J, but they do not change the vowel sound. And just for spelling purposes, in English, we do not spell words with the letter J. So if you ever have a word and the last sound is J, spell it with a GE or sometimes a DGE, which will be covered in one of my spelling lessons in the spelling boot camp. Unge, lunge. Bilge, bilge. So this G is followed by an E. So it will have the J sound, but the E does not change the vowel sound because the vowel is too far away. Inge, binge. In these two words, we have UR, which together say urge, purge. Purged means to get rid of. Urge, surge. Let's practice some sentences with our soft G sound. Remember, this is a short word ending in a Y, so the Y will have the long I sound of I. My. Here we have a longer word ending in a Y, so we will try the long E sound of E. Fluffy, fluffy. Pet, pet. At, cat. Add, had. Sad, sad. Right here we have a silent E in front of a C. So the C will take the soft sound of S, and the E will make the I have the long I sound of I. Ice, mice, in, a. We have a G followed by an E, so the G will say J, and the E will have the A say A. Age, cage. My fluffy pet cat had sad mice in a cage. Remember that TH has 2 sounds. The most common sound is the unvoiced th sound, and the less common but still often used voice sound of th, which is what we're going to use in this word. The fox sits in a big space. Notice the E makes the C have its soft sound of S, and the A have its long A sound. SH says sh, ship, spaceship, in. This E is going to make the C have the soft sound of S, but it is not going to change the A because the A is too far away. France. That's the name of a country, so it has a capital letter. The fox sits in a big spaceship in France. Now, I put this hyphen here so you could easily read the word and notice the E changing the C. In real life, there is no hyphen there. That's just to make it easier to read. How are you doing? Please do not move on to the next lesson until you can get most of the words in this lesson correct without guessing. And if you need more practice on silent E, not silent E, if you need more practice with the soft G sound that we have been working on, please go to Word Mastery, which you can get for free at Don Potter's website right here, and go to page 86. Once again, this right here is a mistake. This should be more practice for the soft G sound.